welcome to Careers After Corona, a brand new series brought to you by edX Life and Amrita Vishwavidyabhitham. In this series, we will discuss courses and job opportunities that are going to shape a world post-COVID. In a pre-COVID world, mechanical engineering was one of the most sought-after courses. But how will things look like in the future? To answer this question, today we have with us Mr. A.M. Ayyapadas and Dr. V. Jayakumar, Associate Professors, Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai. Amid the pandemic, we see a lot of mechanical engineers and students of mechanical engineering coming up with inventions to fight the crisis. So, how big do you think is the role of a mechanical engineering in rebuilding a world post-COVID?
In order to rebuild the world, we need to deal with moving systems. At least that much is evident. And mechanical engineers among the lot are best trained to do this process. Now, if one were to step a little back and observe for a moment what has been happening even during this crisis, so we find that major industrial groups like Mahindra and Mahindra had announced even in March that it is going to venture into the production of ventilators along with a few public sector, tying up with a few public sector companies. Maruti Suzuki and Tata Motors have pitched in. Reliance Industries have joined in. They are also manufacturing personal safety equipments at a massive scale. We have even crossed the benchmark of manufacturing 2 lakh PPE equipments in a day in India. This is unprecedented. So, when you talk about the post-pandemic scenario, what the ideal case would be that we continue at least some level of such initiatives and also extend it to a broader spectrum of economic activities as well as production. So that's the answer in a nutshell. But there is also a third aspect to it, which is kind of cautiously optimistic, I would say. It is that post the COVID pandemic, there has been a realization among the major industrialized nations in the world that concentration of manufacturing in a particular area or a particular region, as in the case of China, might create certain kinds of issues, unprecedented issues. So, in order to tackle such bottlenecks, we do expect that there will be some kind of a reallocation of the production units, and India would be one of the countries where, which is hopeful that some of the that it would be one of the beneficiaries of this reimbursement or rather redistribution of the production throughout the world. So from that perspective, I would say yes, the role to be played by mechanical engineer is I would say it would be second to none.
COVID-19 fallout is unprecedented and has shaken the entire world. More than half of the population of the world is forced into the lockdown, and countries are struggling to get firm grip over the health crisis. And of course, the economical implications of this pandemic will be very huge and is unheard of since the Second World War. Having said that, as the saying goes, this too shall pass. Hopefully, this crisis should be a temporary setback, say for a year or two, or till we find vaccine. And we will eventually rebuild Indian economy and global economy. In that process, I firmly believe mechanical engineers definitely will have a huge role to play. You name any sector, any industry around you, be it aerospace, automotive, chemical, construction, defense, computer and electronic products manufacturing, medical equipment manufacturing, consumer goods manufacturing, marine engineering, materials and metals, pharmaceutical, whatnot, transport equipment manufacturing, all process industries such as chemical, cement, steel, food processing industries, oil and gas industries. I can keep on adding them. All these sectors and industries need mechanical engineers. They employ mechanical engineers, of course. So there will be a huge role for a mechanical engineer in rebuilding the post-COVID world.
So these days we hear about a lot of companies working towards making work from home a norm. So, do you think that it's possible for a mechanical engineer to work from home?
So the answer would be yes and no. Now, the industries that require a mechanical engineer to be there are typically production units. There is maintenance, there is power distribution, and these are at least these are the public imaginations. But this is far from the case. So quite a lot of the perception regarding is it possible that engineers should be working with, especially some a field which is considered to be full of people who will be working with spanners and equipments and going around and checking the machines. So it requires a little bit of removing of a certain kind of stereotype in order to get the full picture. You know, one must remember that the concept of engineer itself has evolved with time. So it is. This is quite like the stereotype of the unkempt. People consider mechanical or traditional engineering disciplines, I would say, to be the ones who will be running around in the shop floor. This is only half true. I wouldn't say that there is no element of truth in it. Definitely, you know. So there are aspects of engineering which can be done from home, as in quite a bit of we do. It might come as a surprise to many people. We do quite a bit of coding, as in programming. We do quite a bit of work with the regular stuff that I mean all are supposed to do, whether dealing with data in Excel files or creating documents. We have to do this. So such aspects of work which are part and participle of all technological work nowadays can be done from home, whereas there are other aspects which would require an engineer to be in the production unit or where the actual action happens.
We must admit that mechanical engineers have never worked from home before, because that was not even considered a possibility. But due to COVID, paradigm has been shifting. There is so-called new normal. New normal has forced everyone, including mechanical engineers, to figure out how to be effective and how to do impactful engineering work from home. See, we mechanical engineers also work using computers. There are domains like design domain where they do product design using some design softwares like CATIA, Creo, SolidWorks, and so on. Similarly, there are some product analysis domain which involves working on softwares like ANSYS, Fluent, Abacus, and so on. And there are some mechanical research and development jobs, both in private and public sectors. They do all work on computers. So they have started working from home. Even to some extent, prototyping and 3D printing are being attempted remotely from home wherever portability is a possibility. When I could be able to discuss this scenario with some industry senior managers, they could be able to share how it is made possible. They have said, they have given a floating license for those costly softwares to their employees so that they can work at home using their laptops. Then second idea, what they have used is they can access in-office CAD workstation remotely via a desktop application like Citrix. Some industries, they have delivered in-office CAD station to the employee's home, and they use a VPN to get the CAD files so that they can be secured.
I was going through a recent VDMS survey, and that tells me that most of the mechanical engineering firms around the world are arranging for staff cut and production stops. So, in that scenario, how big do you think will be the shrinkage in India?
Well, Yes, it's a fact that especially in the wake of pandemic, the production units have stopped functioning. If there is the easiest example would be that not even a single automobile. This is the latest figures that I came across. So I might be wrong, but not even a single automobile, new unit of automobile was sold during the last 1 month for obvious reasons, because people were not even in a position to buy, even if they wanted to, because of the restrictions imposed by the lockdown. There is a general surge in demand because of economic reasons, which some of which might not be under our control too. So, you know, uh, in a connected world economy, it is quite obvious that whenever there is something, when something takes a toll on the world economy, all major units of this functional economy are going to be affected. So, it's mechanical engineers cannot be an exception to this rule. Now, having said that, that does not mean this is the revival will be too difficult too, for the simple reason. I'll tell you. There was, if I remember correctly, quite some time back, maybe a decade or so before, a caption when the IT sector was booming. Is it possible to get masal dosha to your home by typing www.masaldosha.com? Um, it's possible right now. Although very few actually thought that it would have been possible at that day and that hour. Now, but if you go further into the question, yes, Swiggy and Zomato can make that delivery for you, but who is going to make that masala dosha? At least we have not invented robots to do that job. Even if you are going to think about, giving the job to robots, you still have to figure out what is the best recipe for a masala dosha. So that analogy works equally well for engineering. In order for any functional economy, you need components, you need products, and these products cannot come out of the blue or from the that's the zeros and ones of the digital world. Products will not come into our tables, so they have to be manufactured. So to that extent, I would say that conventional engineering, especially mechanical engineering, which directly deals with this segment, is not at that risk in the long run. Of course, there will be issues in the short run, where if nobody is going to buy your product, of course, there will be shutdowns, there will be lockdown. But that's not the permanent feature of the economy. None of us honestly believe that we are going back to the bullock cart age. I hope.
We have to really wait and watch to estimate the industry shrinkage. It is difficult to predict right now the scale of industry shrinkage. Certainly, the world order stands to change due to COVID-19. The COVID-19 has brought about a clear reliability crisis for the Chinese government. Already there is a very strong negative sentiment against China, and it goes strained relationship with global powers. Most analysis report that number of companies are increasingly looking forward to move their manufacturing base out of China. In this context, many experts believe that India is very well positioned, has all the competitive advantage to emerge as a strong and reliable substitute China. If that happens, we have all that congenial landscape for manufacturing and human power, as well as vast consumer market.
Do you think that any time in the near future, our mechanical engineers will be replaced by robots?
I would say that as soon as quantum teleportation becomes commercialized, you can expect that there won't be any more mechanical engineers. There won't be any engineers. There we will only see robots. That would be quite interesting sci-fi scenario. Although, like yesterday's sci-fi are today's reality, so I wouldn't completely rule out that as a possibility. But then, it need not be such a dystopian possibility too. On a more serious note, A robot is as likely to replace the range of duties that qualified and competent mechanical engineer is supposed to perform, as it is to replace a computer programmer or even a media reporter, for that matter. And let's face the fact: there are computer programs which are capable of writing good programs. That's a reality today. There are media boards which are capable of collecting and consolidating news, and AI driven programs can give a face to it and report. And of course, we also know that there is a possibility of generating fake news also with it. So, all these are realities which are staring at us. But that does not mean the engineers or practitioners of a trade, in whether it be media, whether it be programming, whether it be mechanical engineering, they won't have jobs as such. Engineers will be working in different arena, rather than working as en mass or in mass scale in a particular one particular arena.
It is true that the disruptive technologies such as robotics, automation, artificial intelligence, and machine learning will have a huge impact on our day-to-day lives. And many of the current jobs will be automated, resulting in loss of jobs. No denial on that. But it is a myth that robotics and automation will take away bulk of the mechanical jobs. These challenges will create a rise in demand for new and varied roles.
What are a few skills that you think that the students of mechanical engineering should equip themselves with to bag a job in 2030?
Every other skill one acquires is a bonus. So, whether it be production, maintenance, management, or research, both in the commercial segment as well as in academic segment, the you need that quality quality and competence in the basic engineering skills. There is going to be a high demand for people who are proficient in controlling automation, as well as who know how to work with robots and certain aspects of robotics. Now, we are everywhere in the world is slowly moving to what is known as Industry 4.0. So this is a very discernible trend, and we at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham is quite cognizant of this. We have already factored this in our curriculum. So both in the informal way as well as in the formal way, through the course as well as through the hobby clubs, we are trying to inculcate these hands-on training to students. I would say is that is the industries are no longer looking for the specialists at least in their the production segment or in the basic segments. You be so rather than a student being so skilled in one particular area, they want smart people who are very flexible, who can learn as well as who can unlearn. The production line itself, the concept of production line itself has changed. Now, in most of the industries are much more flexible kind of production line where they can manufacture a range of products rather than sticking on to one particular product. So,
most important skill any student, irrespective of the discipline, should have in order to survive and to thrive in any challenging scenario are self-learning and lifelong learning, right? That is the key. The ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So that's what the skill lies, right? Having said that, at present, any engineer is expected to have two types of skill sets. The first category, they call it as a life skill, which includes personality development skill, verbal and communication skill, aptitude and reasoning skill, and soft skill. The second category being domain skill, we call it as a core competency skill. Going forward, more emphasis thrust will be on the core competency skills. That will be the X factor, right? So going forward, it is going to become interdisciplinary knowledge. So I presume, the band or the barrier between engineering disciplines are going to merge, are going to be blurred. It is not about engineering. It is about what the skill set they have. There are some other, skills which we call it as tough to teach intangible skills, like being creative, innovative, having critical thinking, then social and emotional intelligence, more importantly, flexibility and adaptability. These are the skills which are very difficult to be taught in a classroom. The current era, software has become integral part of mechanical engineering. So I suggest all current mechanical engineering students to be having a firm grip in any one of the softwares or language under three criteria, under three buckets. I put it into that word. The first bucket being they should have any one basic programming skill. It could be a C, C++, Python, or MATLAB. Similarly, they should have firm grip on working on any one of the design softwares, namely AutoCAD, Creo, SolidWorks, or CATIA, or Unigraphics. Similarly, they're expected to have a working confidence in any one of the analysis or simulation softwares like ANSYS, Abacus, or Unigraphics, right? So these are the mandatory requirements. But in addition, in order to tap the potential of Industry 4.0, the ongoing technologies, namely robotics, automation, sensor, artificial intelligence, so those should have hands-on experience, projects that are being done on those areas that will put them in the front foot.
And now it's time for the last question. I think I already know the answer to it, but will a degree in mechanical engineering be obsolete in 2030?
If we were to live in, say, a matrix by 2030, wherein artificial intelligence has surpassed the best of the human intelligence, it has become self-aware, and perhaps that might even happen. So in such a scenario, yes, it's very likely that we are all going to be obsolete, including mechanical engineers. I mean, there is no guarantee to that extent. But short of that, in rest of the plausible scenarios, the contrary is more likely to be true. In a sci-fi world, anything is possible, so I cannot absolutely rule out any possibility.
Mechanical engineering is a classic engineering discipline that once defined and still defines the very meaning of the word engineering. It is called evergreen discipline for a reason, because its societal and career prospects are indisputable. Booming or slow moving economy, there is always a demand for the classics. I have positive outlook on mechanical engineering because of the two scenarios. Scenario number one, in the backdrop of India's potential for being a reliable alternate to China post-COVID, will make India a major manufacturing hub of the world. Then second scenario, as I said, there are more emerging disruptive technologies which will throw lot of potential job market for everyone. And I strongly believe mechanical engineers can have their own chunk of opportunities in that. So having those two backgrounds, there will be huge demand for mechanical engineering jobs. And I strongly believe mechanical engineering will be relevant not only in 2030, even I'm dare to say, even in the years to come.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
The pleasure is mine, man.
If you have any queries about engineering or would like to know about how to get admission, please leave a question in the comments below and we'll have faculty of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham reach out to you. If you like the content of these videos, do feel free to like, share and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All the best and have a great career. Stay safe.